Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Home of Politics. Continue subscribing, liking, sharing. Send me your opinions in the comment section. Do not forget to share this video widely. Thank you. Right now, my fellow people, we see there is a bad relationship between the state officers and the judiciary in particular, and it is because of the rumors that these state officers are spreading in the public of corruption cases that is being alleged to be witnessed in the judiciary. And it is not once or twice, for almost 2 months now, everywhere since this issue of affordable housing started, they have no existing peace between the judiciary, the president, the deputy president, and the other arms of government, simply because they feel like this progress and other bills that brings development within this government is being sabotaged by the decision of the judiciary. And this has been very crucial because almost in every public gathering, whenever the president or the deputy president is addressing the public, there must be a statement connected negatively to the judiciary or to the judges, to the lawyers, and this is not good according to that body, because they feel they are being subjected to things that they do not know, only because there is no proven evidence to show that there is corruption and favoritism that is happening in the judiciary. And so up to now, we see there have been a serious problem with the Supreme Court and the High Court with these executive members, because we see the president have been mentioning that there is a lot of corruption in any of the decisions made by the judges. Not all judges, but some of the judges are being involved in corruption to sabotage the decision that will be made only to bring down or to frustrate his bills that will bring development according to his manifesto when he was a president. And so up to now, it is something that it needs a clear attention. And the reason the issue is about the issue of affordable housing or the finance bill. And recently we have seen another case of the president, Rigathi Gachagua, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has added another issue of going to an extent, an extra mile of singling out a certain judge of the High Court. This is Judge Esther Mainaon, whom they seem to have personal differences, whereby he is coming out to say that Judge Maina is among the corrupt judges, and he has been claiming that he can file a petition to bring her down from that office. And so yesterday was the day, on Thursday in the evening, when Rigathi Gachagua was to present his own petition in the court so that to decide what will be the way forward with this Judge Maina. But in the morning, he decided to communicate that he will not go on with the issue of filing a petition.
Kenya kwa jumla tunasema lazima mahakama hizi ziheshimiwe, kwa sababu kote kukiharibika, yani hatima yetu mahali ambapo tunaweza kukimbia kujificha ni pale mahakamani. Wamekuwa wakitoa cheche nyingi za maneno wakielekezea majaji na mahakama kwa jumla. Juzi huyu jamaa anaitwa Rigathi Gachagua akasema leo Alhamisi hii ambapo tumeketi hapa atawasilisha ushahidi kuhusu ufisadi ambao anasema Judge Esther Mainaon alitekeleza. Ameamuka asubuhi, vile sisi wabukuzi huwa tunasema siku imefika. Sasa naona anatuma arafa, anasema ameogopa, hana ushahidi, hadi sasa wataenda kufanya mazungumzo. Tayari umemharibia Judge Esther Mainaon jina. Na mimi nataka huyo Judge Esther Mainaon insist ya kwamba lazima Gachagua alete huo ushahidi, kwa sababu jina lake tayari limeharibiwa. Mtu anatupa maneno tu akiambiwa leta ushahidi, leo hii ameamuka amesema hana ushahidi. Mtu muoga huyo.
He decided not to continue with the petition maybe because of how now the people are reacting. Up to now, the LSK is not okay with the issue of singling out these individual lawyers or judges in things that do not have substantial evidence on what these state officers are claiming. We see also the opposition has gone deep into the matter to push the judiciary to tell the executive members or the state officers who are claiming there's a lot of corruption issues in the judiciary to provide evidence and single out who is responsible of what is happening. But up to now, there is no even one of the judicial officer who have been brought in the books or have been faced with the law because of the alleges that the state officers are saying. And so when they go in the public domain, in meetings, in gathering, to tell the public about the evil and corruption issues that are prominent in the judiciary, yet they cannot provide evidence or they cannot single out the culprit, then it brings another shame, because in one way or another it feels like these state officers are just deliberately spoiling the reputation of these judges, these lawyers, only to make them to be bad people maybe, or to be the enemies of progress in this government if they cannot bring out the evidence. And so after the condemnation of the opposition leaders, then we see it is this maybe that has made Rigathi Gachagua to withdraw what he was saying, that he's going to file a petition.
Because if he has any evidence, he should submit it to JSC, not to abuse a judicial officer. That is the most hard-working judicial officer that we know. Her integrity is beyond question. She's like Caesar's wife. She's the most hard-working. And she made that decision on the basis of facts and the law before her. But Mr. Gachagua knows that they manipulated the process after they acquired power in the Court of Appeal and swore in new affidavits. Gachagua should stop this nonsense. He's behaving like a village boy, and he must stop it. He has to respect the judiciary. And I'm saying this because the next time we are going to appeal, meaning to campaign until Gachagua is impeached, because he's too incompetent. He doesn't know how the arms of government operate. He has no protocol, he has no rules, he has no guidelines. He's just a rogue state officer. So we wish to defend the judicial officers, particularly the judicial officer Gachagua was named. I don't want to name her because that would be unfair. I know she is hardworking, her integrity is beyond question, and she has risen through ranks from an RM to Chief Magistrate and to the High Court. So she has risen on merit, and she has a family, she has children. So it is very unfair for a state officer to just shout names of people on TV, not knowing that these are people with families, these are people with responsibilities, these are people with careers. So I wish to appeal to the CJ to be very firm on these rogue state officers, and particularly to be very firm with Gachagua, because there is no place for Gachagua in Kenya. It was an accident. For him to become a deputy president, it was an accident.
Apart from opposition leaders, we also have some of the advocates, lawyers who have come out in public to condemn the act that Rigathi Gachagua has just gone ahead to mention the names of these judges in the public, but they do not have evidence. And so according to the judiciary, the lawyers, to these opposition leaders, they truly want these state officers like the deputy president to come out, state the evidences behind this Esther Maina's case that is claiming she has been involved in corruption issues. My good people, it might sound to be a very simple thing, but the problem with these judicial officers and state officers, it is a personal difference or personal experience that these state officers have been experiencing with these with these judges or judicial officers. For example, something that is making Rigathi Gachagua to be so bitter about the court right now, it is because before elections, Rigathi Gachagua was having a case in the High Court, and the judges who presided over his case was this Judge Esther Maina. And Rigathi Gachagua was found with the 202 million Kenyan shillings, and he was not able to explain how he got the wealth, and he did not have any evidence. And so according to the decision that Judge Esther Maina gave out, it was clear that this wealth was acquired through corruption or proxies. And after Kenya Kwanza had won the election, the same Rigathi Gachagua had a graft case of 7.3 billion, which was thrown away because the court said it lacked sufficient evidence against the corruption case. And so when we see this deputy president is bitter with the judiciary, it is because he's just trying to bring things that happened in the past into the present time, so that to punish this Judge Esther Maina of what she did as the consequences of the judgment that she decided over his case. And that is why he has decided yesterday not to go to court to file a petition claiming that he is ready and is supporting the president of the dialogue that is being welcomed between the executive, the judiciary and the legislature. But if you look keenly into this matter, it is the personal difference that the deputy president is having with this high court judge in person. It is not that he has any other evidence to table against this judge. And so having personal differences with these officials in the judiciary then is going to make it difficult to conclude that the whole judicial system is corrupt only because your case maybe was not decided to favor you in some days back. Even the way this president is every day complaining about the court sabotaging the affordable housing issues, it is not about the affordable housing issues alone. In the past, he have had a bad experience with the court, whereby maybe some of his cases or some of the cases that he have been involved in were ruled not on his favor but on the other party's favor. And so he feels like the same thing can happen to the affordable housing and any other case that he might be involved in. And so this brings in personal difference with the state officer and a judicial officer, not the whole of judiciary as the arm of government. And so this one should be understood very clearly that some of the allegations that are being made by these state officers, it is due to anger and the pain that they experienced in the past. For example, that one of Rigathi Gachagua because of corruption case, but it was withdrawn because it lacked sufficient evidence. Another reason about this issue we see, it is just to threaten this judiciary and its officials, and at the same time it is bullying them in the public domain so that they can at least maybe weigh their judgment before they deliver against these state officers or the government or those officials who are in the government. It is a way of threatening them because maybe they feel like the plans of these state officers, it is going to undergo a very hard time to pass in the courts because of the harsh decisions that are being made, despite the executive being independent, the judiciary being independent, and the legislature at the same time being independent. And so, my good people, according to the dialogue that is being welcomed by the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive, we don't know why these state officers have suddenly decided to calm down so that they can solve this through a dialogue or a conversation, rather than pushing forward the issue of providing evidence against these corrupt judicial officers. I think maybe they lack evidence, or it is something to do with they are using the name of the judiciary or some of these judicial officers to talk ill about them in the public domain, but they lack evidence. They are confusing it with the politics, of which it is not fine. But let us see when this conversation or the dialogue will be tabled out against the three arms of government, so that we can know the final decision of what will be happening in Kenya after that dialogue. But as for now, there is no any evidence that have been provided against the judicial members. Actually, thank you for watching this video. If you have a contrary opinion or you have your own opinion in this video, send me your ideas in the comment section. Good day.